for fairness in our Khotla system, which is the traditional court or traditional community forum. These roles are not passive. They are acts of leadership, ensuring that harmony and justice prevail. Globally, evidence shows that when women are included in peace negotiations, the resulting agreements are more durable, and when including women, it brings perspectives that bridge divides, prioritize the well-being of families, and address the root causes of violence. Yet despite this truth, women remain underrepresented in leadership. We must therefore move beyond the rhetoric and commit to concrete action to safeguard women's rights, not as a privilege, but as a foundation for sustainable peace. To ensure that the women sit not only at the table, but also at the heads of the tables, shaping the politics and framework that govern our nations. It is important to empower our girls with education and opportunities to grow into leaders who will continue this legacy of peace. So we must start at the grassroots level. From my perspective, leadership is not just domination, it is service. It is guided by humility, compassion, and belief that no one is free until we are all free. The spirit of Ubuntu, is commonly shown when leadership comes together and there is peace building. On this day, let us affirm together that true peace is impossible without gender equality. Let us recognize that every nation that lifts up women lifts up its future. As a mental health practitioner, I firmly believe that changing our mindset, the way we think about women's leadership and peace building is important for us to make strides in peacemaking. We need to acknowledge psychological barriers, such as stereotypes and biases that prevent internalizing mental limitations. Research shows that women are often stronger and they have the emotional skills to lead with wisdom and resolve conflicts. We also know that we can form deeper connections and further dialogue, implement solutions that are inclusive. We can build resilient communities, build social cohesion, and empower other women. This is a call to action. Dear esteemed women, the story of First Ladies' legacies is something profound. Leadership is not confined by titles or positions. It is about using this platform you have, whether it's global or local, to lift others higher. As women leaders, we can come and be first in leading change. First in giving hope, first in building a more sustainable, equitable world. Let us lead, not anyhow, but with strategy and empathy, not only with policies, but with purpose, because sustainable development is not just about the future of our economies, it is about the future of our humanity. I leave you with this proverb that we often say in Botswana, Mosadi ke thari wa chama. If you can imagine a woman with a baby on their back, the woman is the bearer of the nation. I thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Moving back to Her Majesty. Coming to represent Her Majesty Queen Mother, the Queen Mother of South Africa, please help me welcome Princess Juliet.
everybody. What a privilege to be here. Wow. I want to first of all acknowledge and appreciate the great convener of this event, Professor Ada. Thank you very much for putting all this together. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Thank you very much, great leaders from different countries in the world. As we commemorate the UN Day of Peace at the 80th session of the United States General Assembly at the Beijing Plus 2030, moving forward, like we all know, 5 years ago. And it's essential to recognize the pivotal role women leaders played in promoting peace and sustainable development. Great and amazing speakers, people that has gone ahead of me, have all the data in place, all the amazing stories. But here, actually, I want to put one or two things in place. But before I can do that, I want to honestly recognize, and I'm so sorry that Her Royal Majesty is not able to be here. The Queen Mother Mackenzie, Queen Mother of South Africa, and I happen to fit into the shoe by grace. You see how things happen? Grace brought me here. And I want to appreciate God in heaven for that. And I'm sure I have their blessings. And she would have been here, but she's on transit. So we've been communicating. So we want to really thank God for the privilege. And I'm sure, as a woman coming from South Africa, and I'm coming from Nigeria, we are all Africans, right? So our burden as women and as peacemakers has always been the same, because we are always on the front line. We are always the ones that are put in front. We are the peacemakers. We are those ones that bring about conflict resolution in the home, in the school, in our marriages, in our nations, in our community. We are the first. And when it goes wrong, we are the ones that suffers it most. If you agree with me. Honestly, I want to say something that women leadership is very, very important in this season, in this time. There is no other better time that women are needed than now. Talking about peace, talking about development, talking about empowerment. I think there is no other person that needs this empowerment but the mothers of nation, those that birth, those that we actually celebrate, that are our great leaders of nations, right? Because we watch them grow. And again, we cannot discard the real person or the one that has the product from the beginning, that had this 9-month experience, that was able to speak to that child when that child is kicking in the tunnel. Why are we going this remote? Because it's very, very key we understand where we're coming from and the foundation of the movement. I greet everyone that has spoken greatly about the world peace and the things going on. I celebrate all of you. I actually celebrate Professor Cyprian, amazing, beautiful woman. Thank you so much for that powerful word. Peace is impossible without gender equality. And that I stand upon. And amazing people that have said so many things about peace. Where there is no peace, love cannot exist. We will be deceiving ourselves that we love each other if we cannot promote peace. So it's very important we go back to our countries, our nations, our communities, and wherever we're coming from, and be able to hold our heads together and begin to implement the most important things. Put our house together. Wow. Why women's leaders matters. Inclusive decision making. There is importance. It's very, very important to bring them in. Women participation in peace process leads to more durable and lasting peace agreements. With 35% higher success rate. We've had a lot of data here today. Conflict prevention. Women are often better positions to prevent conflict due to their community roles, relationship, so, and all the things. How soft-spoken our amazing leader from Staten Island. Look at that condominium. When she was speaking, you could just see peace. So I really want to say that women are the ones that are frontliners of peace for truth. And conflict prevention, women are often better, like we said, positioned for that. Sustainable development. Women leaders prioritize sustainable development. Recognizing the link between peace, security, and livelihood. Who else can do it better but a home manager? Who else can do it better but a woman? And okay, you don't have to be a biological mother before you understand these things. So whether we are biological mothers or not, every day we are better. Every day we are nurturing. It could be in your office, it could be on the street. Like my amazing sister from Botswana, she's talked about mental health. If we don't address that issue, and most of our women are depressed every day, what peace are we talking about? Peace is a state of calmness. But the mind, it has to do with the mind, right? So it's very, very important we keep to that. We handle that. Make sure that our mothers are in a state of peace. They are happy. When a happy, oh my God, God bless you, a happy mother, Her Excellency from the Caribbean, she said, a happy woman makes a happy nation. Make us happy. I don't know, sir, you're looking at me to also say, but it doesn't matter, just make the women happy. Make us happy. Let there be peace in the world. The peace that passes all understanding. When it rains in any situation, in any community, we will be able to have sane mind to be able to take sound decisions and make this work. Promoting peace initiative is very key. And I tell you, a lot of women are doing that today. What are we doing in our little community? We organize, programs that reach, touch, and change life. What are we promoting? Peace. What are we promoting? Community involvement and engagement. What are we promoting? Empowerment. What are we promoting? Sustainability, because we don't want it to stop. That is what it's all about. Advocating for women's rights, it will never stop. Peace cannot be achieved until we get to that point where our rights, women's rights, men's rights are balanced. I'm so sorry to say that on this podium, but that is the truth. Men, if you agree with me, say yes. Yes. Really? Women, we hear you. All right, thank you very much for that. Yes, thank you. There has to be that. That has to happen. We have to advocate for peace. The women, they have to promote, the sustainability of the peace of mind for the women. I'm just diving into this area because without that, we will not be able to achieve every other thing. If a woman that is working in the office, she's being harassed, does she have peace of mind? No. To carry out her political role? No. So, but when these are done normally, when we advocate for women's rights and is followed correctly, I'm sure we'll be able to achieve many goals. Call to action to promote peace and sustainability. We must increase representation. Women, it's time for us to rise. There's no other time to call for more women into the field than now. And I want to thank God for the increase so far from Beijing, from the beginning, from the onset, 2019, 2020 till now. Thank God for the little update. Thank you very much, men, for your data from Staten Island in New York and other countries, especially the African countries. I was here in March, and Botswana was telling their stories. Women are still like the laborers that work and bring back home. In Nigeria, in Plateau State, the men stay back home to drink, sir. And the women go to the farm. Thank you very much for confirming that. So it's not a lie, it's not a story. They stay back to drink what you call brukutu, that is made by Jerio, which is locally made alcohol. And they tell stories back home. We need to dig into that. UN help us save our women, bring them out of that pit of depression, of thinking that they have to fight and fight and fight for the family without nobody calling them and telling them you are doing well, without a pat on the back. Talking about domestic violence, who's standing here right before you is one victim that survived it, that watched a woman pushed into a trailer just to get her out of the way so the man can say, I'm a widower, to get into another relationship. It's time to help women out of this. Please, peace can be obtained as we join our hands together, make our world a better place. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Princess Juliet. At this time, please turn your attention to the screen as we will have a video presentation from one of our speakers, Professor Cipriani F. Edward, Registrar, International Institute for Humanitarian and Environmental Law.
Gentlemen and ladies, my name is Cipriani Edward, and I'm honored to receive invitation to speak on this subject that is very relevant and highly connected to my credentials. I serve as the Director General of the Institute of Law Research and Development of the United Nations, and serve as the Registrar of International Institute for Humanitarian and Environmental Law, and I've been received the honor of professorial appointment as the Professor of International Environmental Law. So this topic 4 squarely against my competence. So the topic of which I have been able to map out from what the program committee asked me to speak on is the configurations of environmental law support system for global peace and sustainable development, the role of first ladies. And I invite you to assimilate the points, and my presentation has been made in a written form, but I, because of time, do not have to go through all of it. And so I will invite you at the end of this, at the closure of my speech, to visit the website where you can download the full program or concepts as contained in the lecture. The complexities of sustainable development the complexities of sustainable development and as you know, has posed significant intellectual, material and gender equality challenges to developing and technological advanced countries within the context of globalization, the intense international competition that it has engendered among nations. Declaration of the Rio Declaration of 1992, Article Article 16 of the Rio Declaration of 1992 that states that peace, development, and environmental protections are interdependent and indivisible. So these laws have made us understand that we cannot really achieve peace without understanding that these systems are interdependent and indivisible, and that the role of women in enhancing it has become a sine qua non. For example, a former United States First Lady, Lady Beth Johnson, acknowledged this fact, famously framed the beautification as ensuring clean water, clean air, and protecting the quality that we pass on our children, women, including the First Ladies. The First Ladies, though unelected, often command moral authority and command media attention, as well as holding strong influence over the President's speaking cabinet. So there's no doubt that they can be very useful and impact positive change for development in their countries. Therefore, they can play a unique role in advancing the agenda of global peace, human rights values, and development through the following methods: by influencing policies that champion environmental system and development issues, mobilizing communities to adhere to ethical practice toward environmental protection, peace and development, advancing the investment agenda and partnership that makes the energy transition inclusive and sustainable, and advancing gender equality programs aligned with environmental goals with broader development and peace goals, avoiding partnership across governments, government and NGOs, and advocating for legislation of funding, advancing national orientation toward peace, crime discouragement, and protection of the environment. In conclusion, I want you to know that development cannot exist without peace, and that achieving global peace and sustainable development requires upholding environmental law, respecting human rights, including the right of women and equality between men and women as a core support system. This requires legal framework that will take beyond a soft law approach. The reality is that the machinery of the state is saying all its material and personal elements must realize that the office of the First Lady must be given at least a quasi-constitutional status to adequately help the world achieve global peace, and I'm advocating that such should be put into consideration by countries. May I advise you again to please do not fail to visit www.unicef.education to download my full presentation on this issue for your proper and comprehensive assimilation, and do not fail to take this book to become part of your library, the second edition that addresses all issues about environmental law, globalization, and human rights as they affect our world. Thank you, and God bless you.
Now we are a room of people who talk to talk and walk to walk. Raise your hand. All right, give yourselves a big round of applause. All the wonderful speeches you've heard, the encouraging words, beautiful smiles, all of this is important for us to keep going. Yes. And now we'd like to share our best energy with all of you, as this is an important part keeping us going, to have the positive energy. And this is something we can do every day on a daily basis, to find some time to quiet down and find the most powerful source from within our hearts. And we hope that today, through this song, the prayer for peace, that you can find your way of praying for a better world, for peace and love for all. Please enjoy the song, Prayer for Peace.
quick moment to close your eyes. What is your wish? Peace in the world. What is your wish? We hope that love and peace will prevail all over the world. And there are people who ask us, will what you do really work? We continue to travel to 120 countries, as Dr. Hong says, a seed grow into a tree. Trees, we can create a forest. And that is how we will change and move the world. We hope you found peace through the song, a prayer for peace. And now we're going to prepare for the ceremony of ringing the bell of world peace and love. So thank you, volunteers, for sharing your song with us. In the ceremony you will witness today is the solemn bell ringing ceremony. To date, 645 prominent figures from 158 countries have rung the bell, made their wishes for peace, and most importantly, to know that we're going to work together for the world's sustainable future. Among them are 80 heads of state and government, 15 Nobel Peace Prize laureates, UN ambassadors and officers, and other visionary leaders. We are glad to be presenting the ceremony here today at the First Lady's Becoming Actions for Peace and Visions for Women as key players in promoting sustainable development at the UNGA 80th session. So the wish you made earlier will be very important, as all of our support will make sure that the wish is not just heard in this room, but will spread with the sound of the ringing of the bell, changing the world with all of our sincere hearts, one at a time. And now, with our love and sincere hearts, we will conduct the ceremony of ringing the bell of world, peace, and love. Commence the ceremony! Now let us invite up to the stage Dr. Hong Daozi, Zhangmenren of Taijimen, President of the Federation of World Peace and Love. Please reveal the meaning of ringing the bell.
爱与和平终生响，全球精英善念聚，首唱国际良心日，再唱国际希望日。末日时钟秒逼近，世界永续系一念，国际透明诚信日，团结众善救生机。
The bell of world peace and love resounds, gathering the goodwill of global leaders. We initiated the International Day of Conscience, and later the International Day of Hope. As the doomsday clock ticks closer, the world's sustainability hinges on a single thought. By initiating the International Day of Transparency and Integrity, we unite in goodness to safeguard humanity's survival. Thank you, Dr. Hong. Now we'd like to invite to the stage Honorable Sarah Westcote Williams, President of Parliament of St. Martin. Welcome. Now I'd like to invite you to please announce your wish of peace to the world.
May every seed of peace grow and expand, every effort, every word, every thought, and every prayer that seeks peace for all mankind.
Thank you. Now for the ringing of the bell. Please raise the mallet high to declare your wish for peace to the whole world. We will ring the bell 3 times at each cue. First ring, for conscience awaken. We will ring the bell in the middle. Yes. First ring, for conscience awakened. Please ring the bell. Second ring, for love and peace. Third ring, for the world as one. Congratulations, you're now the 646th flower winner in the world. Dr. Hall is now presenting the Conscience Scarf. This represents the coming together of all the positive energy we felt today during the ceremony and throughout the whole session with beautiful speeches presented by our leaders around the world. With a pairing scarf, it will remind us of the beautiful friendship that has been bonded through today's event. Congratulations once again, our 646th flower winner in the whole world. Dr. Hong carefully aligns the scarf to present the compass of conscience that is imprinted on the scarf. Congratulations, Your Excellency, and thank you for sharing your wish with us today. And in this moment, we'd like to invite you to return to your seat for now. We will invite you back up in just a moment to complete the ceremony. Now we'd like to welcome to the stage Honorable Dr. Anguinus Jean Leon, Executive Director, Development Bank for Resilient Prosperity, Ambassador at Large for the Government of St. Lucia. Welcome. Now I'd like to invite you to please announce your wish of peace to the world.
To respect nature and preserve it for generations to come, providing rights to all of creation, humans, biodiversity, and biomass.
Thank you. And now, for the ringing of the bell, please raise the mallet high to declare your wish for peace to the whole world. We will now ring the bell 3 times. First ring, for conscience awakened. Second ring, for love and peace. Third ring, for the world as one. Congratulations, you are now the 647th bell ringer in the world. Dr. Hall is presenting the Conscience Scarf. with the compass of conscience aligned, representing that conscience is what drives our every action and thought in our everyday life to help promote peace and love in the world. And Dr. Hong is now presenting the Certificate of Honor, congratulating you for being the 647th bell ringer in the world. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. And now we'd like to invite you to return to your seat for now and invite you back onto the stage in just a little bit. Now we'd like to welcome to the stage His Excellency Sergio Fernandez de Cordova, former permanent observer to the UN, President of PBLIC Foundation. Welcome. We'd like to invite you to announce your wish of peace to the world.
Respect and dignity for all humans, Mother Nature, and peace for all.
Thank you. Now for the ringing of the bell. Please raise the mallet high to declare your wish for peace to the whole world. We will ring the bell 3 times. First ring for conscience awakened. Second ring for love and peace. Third ring for the world as one. Congratulations, our 648th bell ringer in the world. Dr. Wong is presenting also the conscience scarf with beautiful bright yellow-orange colors, reminding us to have hope in our hearts as it will give us the strength and guide us to continue to work for love and peace in the future. A very special moment, the Certificate of Honor, our 648th bell ringer in the world. Congratulations, and please remain on the stage as we would like to welcome back our bell ringers to join us as Dr. Hong has special presentations for all of you. With the ceremony completed today, we will now have 648 bell ringers from 128 countries. Among them are 82 heads of state and government, 15 Nobel Peace Prize laureates, UN ambassadors and officers, and all the visionary leaders. And in this moment, Dr. Hong is presenting the key to the heart. Encouragement for our bell ringers that we have the key to opening people's hearts and to changing the world. It lies in our leaders' determination for peace. Congratulations, and we thank you for sharing your wish with all of us today. Dr. Hong will continue to present the key to the heart to our bell ringers today, representing that the key to change the world lies lies within our determination to put our words into action. Congratulations. And now welcome Dr. Hong to join our bell ringers from today for a group photo. And ladies and gentlemen, with your help, on the count of three, let's say love and peace. 1, 2, 3. Love and peace. Congratulations to our bell ringers. We will package this and bring them to you when they are ready. Dr. Hong also has prepared the booklet that documents the becoming of the International Day of Conscience as well as the International Day of Hope. The International Day of Conscience is celebrated on April 5th every year, and International Day of Hope celebrated on July 12th. It documents a lot of the history of how the day came to be and all the positive forces that were instrumental to the United Nations adoption of these days. Yes, and we look forward to you being a part of this booklet that will continue to grow with all of our positive stories and encounters. Welcome Dr. Hong to take a group photo. Look at the camera with a big smile that will represent love and peace in the whole world. And Dr. Hong, can we invite Professor Okika and Dr. Kapoor to join us for a group photo on this special moment for facilitating this wonderful session. Come on up and welcome for a group photo with our distinguished leaders after they have rung the bell and made history in the world. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the camera in the middle a little bit more. Okay, all right. Congratulations once again. All right, we'll pack the gifts and bring them to you when they are ready. Congratulations. Thank you. And please return to your seats. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Thank you, Dr. Hong. Thank you so much for making this wonderful ceremony a huge success. Thank you, Dr. Hong. Thank you, Professor Sophia. Thank you, Dr. Kapoor. And as mentioned, we are so proud to be hosting the ceremony today. We have now 82 heads of state and government who have rung the bell, leaders of the world who are going to make decisions to ensure that we have love and peace for all. Thank you. And now, conclude the ceremony. And the ceremony is now completed. Thank you all for your participation. Spokal has traveled to 120 countries, including Africa, too, all the populated continents, West Africa, South Africa, Central Africa, East Africa, all of it. And we will continue to make sure that we plant seeds of love and peace around the world. And we're glad that we have joined hands with all of you now as we continue to work in different ways to make love and peace come true for all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them another round of applause as well as those wonderful recipients who are able to ring the wonderful peace bell. Don't worry, I will be next. You have to wait your turn, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us continue, and then after which we will be taking a break shortly. I know some of you need to make sure that your blood pressure is regular. And your sugar is right. All right? I don't want it to go above, I don't want it to go beneath, I want it to stay right there. All right? So if you need water, juice, whatever it is you need, it's on its way. It'll be here shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to speak to us on Gender Priority Strategy, GEPS, Action Model on Gender Actions for Peace. Please help me welcome Dr. Obi Pax Harry. Please, let's give her a round of applause.
Good afternoon, distinguished excellencies, delegates, colleagues, fellow advocates of peace. I know you're very hungry, I'm not going to keep you at all. I want to just commend our convener here, Professor Ada, for convening such incredible, for me, timely convergence. There have been many speeches before mine. I certainly have heard excellent speeches, and the presentation has just been phenomenal. Touched the heart. I don't think that women participation in peace advocacy should continue to be in negotiation. I believe that it is something that And as we celebrate United Nations Day of Peace at UNGA 80 and Beijing 30, somebody said here, we go from talk to action. I pray that this becomes something that we possess as a currency. I do believe that First Ladies being linked to this, the challenge, their mission for women as key players in promoting sustainable development and hunger. Always saying as First Ladies, it reminds me of a very interesting story, very, very profound story of a queen called Esther in the Bible, and how she kind of lost it for a minute. And her uncle was used to adjust her. So because as I said, I'm not here to take your time for the great speeches, and sometimes we lose the essence when there's just a word too much, and I'm not going to be the one to give that. I'm very delighted to be part of this this respectable delegation and deliberation. And I just want to charge all of us. My sister from Botswana, when she was talking about her country, and the sister that mentioned Plateau State in Nigeria. I'm Nigerian. I was sent to England at age 16 to boarding school. And from then, I don't really know where I live. So I live between the United Kingdom, Nigeria, and the US. So I guess I'm a world citizen, right? But I just wanted to say, as I sat there, I was thinking, what do I really have to say, coming from a nation of so many complexities, so much gender disparity? Can I really speak so eloquently and confidently, like my sister from Botswana, about the activities in Nigeria, the gender disparity, the women exclusion, where it matters? But being an unrepentant optimist, I like to see things from a positive perspective. And I believe that women have to, celebrate the small wins that we have and forge ahead. Advocacy, collaboration. Africa, for instance, has had 8 female presidents. There's really, again, Botswana sister talking about mental health, right? I mean, when we think about the whole, science of the mind, neuroscience, the plasticity of the mind, we can literally shape, the brains of women. We can take this thing from a very positive perspective. We can celebrate the wins that we have all over the world and continue to forge ahead and just continue to put this at the table and continue to advocate. First ladies have that responsibility. Like I said, Esther was a queen who just kind of got into the beauty parlor and for a few maybe weeks or so forgot what she was there for. But there was someone, her uncle, to adjust her, to remind her that if you don't advocate for peace, we're all going to go. Everyone's going to die. So I think that this is the attitude that we should have. Continue to, adjust things. Continue to make ourselves heard. Continue to speak out. Continue to be there. Show up in the right places. And don't even wait for the door to open. Just make that crack in the door become an open door. I just want to say thank you for having me here. Like I said, please, everybody that is part of this journey, everyone that understands that if peace homes in nations in our world cannot even become something that we talk about without women. In the constitution of a woman, how God created a woman, she is an embassy, an ambassador, right? A custodian of peace. So women, sisters, keep advocating. Keep moving forward. Don't get tired. It can be done. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Well said. Let's give her another round of applause. And to continue on that same note, please help me welcome Anna Falk, Head of Secretariat of the Women's Empowerment Principles, an initiative of UN Women and UN Global Compact. Please let's give her a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I've been given 3 minutes, and I thought, what is the best thing I can say? To give you a mission when you get home. We've heard over and over that women are the center to peace and development, sustainable development. And the work that we bring this forward is through the private sector. We see the private sector as an intermediary for us to deliver poverty reduction, better health, better education for women and girls, men and boys across the world. They're called the Women's Empowerment Principles. We have gathered about 12,000 CEOs across the world to commit and adopt these principles. There are 7 principles that touch upon the governance and the leadership of an organization, to non-discrimination in the workplace, the well-being, health, and anti-violence in the workplace. It goes into the education and training of women in the workplace, but also around gender equality. It also touches upon the marketplace, making sure that women entrepreneurs have opportunities to become suppliers to others and engage, have access to finance, digital technologies, etc. It goes into talking with women and girls in local communities, making sure that what companies are doing serves women and girls as well. And it is about data and tracking. So these 7 principles have, why do companies sign on to these? They know that gender equality means better business. How does it mean better business? It attracts more talent to work for these organizations because there's a no discrimination, there is an inclusion, diversity in those companies. They attract more business partners. They attract investors. Investors today know that an organization that delivers on gender equality is an organization that will give return on investment. It is also attracting consumers. Consumers are looking today to buy products and services from companies that deliver on gender equality. So there's a whole spectrum of stakeholders that are looking at companies today, and we, as the WEPS, as we call them in short, Secretariat, are there to help these companies to deliver on gender equality. We have many companies. I will just give maybe 3 examples. We have 12,000 stories to tell. I thought that one really intriguing story is one of our signatories in Dubai delivering in Turkey a program that is called Linen for Life. They have figured out that hotels where we are staying in Manhattan and elsewhere are only using bed sheets for 200 nights, and then they're discarded. We know that's not good for sustainable development. They are taking those and deliver them to women's groups, women's cooperatives that are turning these sheets into real products that are then bought by the hotels and restaurants. We have another example of a bank in Bolivia that has issued now, since last month, 2 bonds to raise capital for women entrepreneurs to be able to get credits. We have also another organization that are working and made it mandatory for all their members. All their corporate members need to be a signatory to these principles to be a member. These include big brands like Cartier, Chanel, all of those, all the way down through the supply chain to those that are processing these diamonds and jewelries and silver and whatever it may be. So they have made this exist, these supply chains, it made it requirement to be part of this work stream and part of the marketplace to have to deliver on gender equality away from empowerment. So if you remember anything from today, I would love for you to remember that these women's empowerment principles are very relevant for your countries when you go. Ask a company that you bump into, or you a signatory to these principles, what is your commitment to gender equality? What can you do for our community and for our country? And hopefully this is our contribution, working with the private sector, to also deliver on these. So thank you so much, and I hope you take this message with you to your home country and your communities, and we make a difference together. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now coming to speak to us on the same note, speaking to us on solutions to issues in promoting peace among gender equality. Please help me welcome Dr. Hyginus Jeannie Leon, Executive Director, Development Bank for Resilient Prosperity, and Ambassador at Large for the Government of St. Lucia.
Madam First Lady, Excellencies, distinguished guests and friends, let me begin by noting it's an honor to join you on this International Day of Peace, alongside First Ladies, whose leadership translates compassion into action. Let's first ask, what is peace? In mystical philosophy, the creed of peace states that I contribute to peace when I make peace the foundation of my ideals and philosophy, when I respect nature and preserve it for generations to come, and when I treat all with equity, regardless of race, culture, position, or status. So peace, therefore, is not simply the absence of war, it is the presence of system coherence. It is the daily presence of justice, dignity, and opportunity, especially for women and girls. Our theme today, Solutions to Issues in Promoting Peace Among Gender and Equality, asks us to move from statements to systems, from sympathy to sustained outcomes. I speak to you as an economist who has seen conflicts, hidden balance sheet, the parts of the system that go unrecognized. Violence, for example, destroys buildings. Yes, but it also destroys the invisible infrastructure of prosperity, trust, predictability, and social cohesion. When girls drop out of school, when women's unpaid care expands after crises, when disinformation corrodes civic space, the economy loses productivity today and potential tomorrow. Firms delay investment, credit costs rise, brain drain accelerates. Peace, by contrast, is the most powerful industrial policy we really need. It lowers transactions costs, expands market confidence, keeps youth in classrooms, and allows communities to compound human, social, and natural capital over time. In systems talk, peace is the stabilizer that lets every other reform work. If peace is a systems outcome, then our solutions must be systemic. I offer today 3 practical pillars: protect, empower, and include, each linking peace to concrete gains in the economy and in society, with actions First Ladies can champion in the next 12 months. So let me explain. First, protect. Make safety the foundation of productivity. create national peace and protection compacts that